Hello, my crafty friends. It's Marie from Mariesvermontcreations, and it is day 17 of the Countdown to Christmas card series with Michele from Scrap Secrets. And our theme for today was sprays. And I'm just going to say that this was a disaster from start to finish. My sprays wouldn't work. So I took this one and I'm just trying to splatter it onto my triangle of watercolor cardstock that I cut out into my little splat box, and I didn't end up liking that. So I'm going to take a paintbrush, and I think this is a Dilutions spray. It's really sparkly and a bright green, which I really liked. So I'm just going to try to spread this out with a paintbrush to see if that will help. And then I'm going to end up dipping the paintbrush right into the bottle of the spray. I don't know why. They must be clogged because they have some shimmer in them. So maybe I've got the nozzle, excuse me, is clogged up. So I'm going to end up just painting on a layer of this spray. And once I do that, I'm going to try to spray some gold shimmer onto it. And shocking, that spray doesn't work. So I need to go through them. I don't use my sprays very often. So I need to go through and make sure that they are actually working. I don't know if soaking them in some warm water would be helpful if the nozzle's clogged up, because also this is a shimmery one. So I splattered this one, taking the nozzle out and just shaking it. And then I'm going to pat it with a paper towel. And I didn't like how that looked. It almost gave it the effect like if you've used water on Distress Oxides. It just kind of gave it a water splatter look. And that wasn't what I was going for. So I'm just plotting it here, and I was like, nope, not a fan of this. So I am going to then recoat it with the green using my paintbrush because I didn't want all these speckles on it. And then I'm going to go for my Tim Holtz, I think they're distress sprays. I'm not really sure. They're newer. I got them in a Simon Says stamp kit. I got like 3 of them. I have a blue, a red, and then this yellowy one. And hallelujah, this spray still works. So of course it is a newer one, so it hasn't had a chance to sit and get all gunked up, but it also has shimmer. This one right here, I think this is fossilized amber. It comes in all of the colors, and they're really pretty. So this whole tree has a lot of sparkle and shimmer to it, which I really like. So I'm just going to set that aside to let that dry while I work on my sentiment, which is from a very old Simon Says stamp. Nope, not Simon Says stamp. Stampin' Up! Stamp set. And I'm just going to take this Merry Christmas and the Versifying Claire Nocturne ink and stamp that down. And I'm going to use a stamp block. I was being brave. Of course, it's on a scrap piece of paper, so it's not like it's directly on the project, so it wasn't really that, rebellious, if you will. And then I am going to take and I'm patting it here because the S had a lot of ink on it, and I worried that it was going to be very blurry, but it just pooled there and it stamped fine. I was a little worried about that. And then off screen, I am going to just cut that out with some scissors and get that all set and ready to go. And there is that. And here's my tree. And I am going to take these flat gems. I have no idea where they're from, but they're in a rainbow of colors. And I am going to take and just add dots of glue and add these on here. So while I'm doing that, I just wanted to talk to you a little bit about the series. So I'm joining Michele from Scrap Secrets. This is our 3rd year. We do 2 projects a week on Mondays and Fridays. We started in September and we're going up to, I believe, December 22nd. So, I will have Michele's channel listed down below, and I also, in the more information section, will have the 2023 and 2024 playlist. And then at the end of this video, if I remember, because I do have to sit on my computer to do it, YouTube, hello, let me be able to add things at the end screen from my phone, but they don't. So I will add the playlist at the end of this video so that if you wanted to see everything that we've done so far this year, you can definitely catch up. I am doing a giveaway at the end of this series, so I'm going to randomly select one of my videos and select one comment from that for the winner. So the more that you comment, the more likely you are to be entered in the chance for the drawing. It takes me, I sped this up, but this took me a really long time to put the gems on because, I never know where I want to place them. So I'm getting ready to glue this down to a plain white A2 size card, and I start adhering it, and I'm like, oh boy, that's really plain. So I peel it up before it has a chance to dry, and I decide that I am going to add some pattern paper, because that was just, and I mean, clean and simple is great, and it probably would have been fine, but it just seemed like a whole lot of white space. So I'm trying out this, which I like that one, but then I like this. It's like a snowy, swirly blue. So I'm going to go with that. I'm going to cut that down to 4 by 5.25 and get that adhered using some liquid glue. I really like the back of this one, but it definitely doesn't go with my tree color. But I really like that pattern as well. And just coat that and lay that down. And then I am going to adhere my tree on top of it. After I, of course, try to put the paper down crooked, because, it always ends up a little bit crooked. So, it's a card made by me, because not everything is on there straight. So just adding some more liquid glue to the back of this, because what I had already put on there had dried, and get that adhered down. And then I will take the sentiment, and I am going to put some wet glue on the right hand side of it and a couple of very thin foam strips on the left hand side, because that part is off of the tree. And then, of course, I'm going to try to decide. I put it in the spot first, and then I think, well, maybe I should put it up top. And then I settled back on where I do put it down. I like that location. It was one of those cards I almost didn't put a sentiment on, just because I like the tree the way it is, and I thought it was a little stark white, so I'm just taking my dirty blue blending brush, that's hard to say, and just coating this so that it's not so stark white against all of the other color. And then I'll get the glue and foam squares down and get that adhered down. And that will be the project for today. I hope you enjoyed it. If you have any comments or questions, feel free to leave them for me down below. And like I said, I will have Michele's channel linked down below, so I hope that you'll go check out and see what she made. She is extremely busy with work and school, so her video may or may not be up at the same time as mine, but she will get it within the next few days. She usually gets them up and tries to catch up, but that girl has such a busy schedule. So there it is for today, guys. I hope you enjoyed it, and as always, I hope that you have a great day.